Hello everyone and welcome to Bevins Builds, and today's video is going to be how to lay carpet tile. Now one of the first things you need to do before even thinking about doing carpet tile is you need to measure your space out. My particular space, just to give you a rough estimate because I don't remember the exact dimensions, but it's 30 by 50, so I figured it at 1500. But what I actually purchased, because I wanted a little extra for spares, mess ups, so on and so forth, I actually bought 1550 square feet of carpet tile. Now I am using plank carpet tiles. These are 1 foot wide by 4 feet in length, and I'm going to be staggering them. The staggering is the really important part of it because I'm going to show you that with the measurements of the room. But anyway, here is all the carpet tile that I will be gluing to the floor here momentarily. And here's a quick picture to show you what I mean by staggering the carpet tiles. Now, before you get started with laying your tile, the first thing you're going to want to do is find the center of the room. And that's what this mark right here is. And I even wrote it there so that way I wouldn't get confused that that is the center of the room. And because, like I said, I'm staggering them, so it's going to look kind of like a hardwood floor style of flooring. Anyway, I've got my center here, which is where I'm going to start my tiles out that way. But every other line of tile or carpet tile, the carpet planks, if you will, has to be 24 inches off center because, like I said, they are 1 foot wide by 4 foot in length. So that mark there, that second line, is my 24 inches off. So I'm going to have a row starting here, and then I'll start a row here, and then I'll start a row here, and then here, back and forth. That way it keeps it all nice and staggered throughout the room. Now I kind of jumped the gun a little bit on recording from when I started. I forgot to put the camcorder on, but anyway, as you can see, this was the center, which is this first tile right here. And what I did, this corner right here anyway, is where the center is. So I put one tile there, and then I started running all the way down and along my line there and running back. Now again, trying to show you, because I said I made 2 marks. This mark is the center of the room, and because I'm staggering the planks, I marked another mark right here, which is 24 inches. So like I said, every other plank starts there, and then I put one at the 24-inch mark, and then there, and then the 24-inch mark, then there, and then the 24-inch mark. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm gluing it down. Now I've actually sped this up to try and speed the video along here. Something I do want to point out though is you really have to make sure that the floor is super clean before you start doing all this and spreading the glue like you see me doing here. And a really good example of how you clean the floor is in my how to lay tile video, as I specifically discuss the floor cleaning process. Anyway, when it comes to applying the glue and spreading it out, as you can see here, I have a 4-gallon bucket. And what I do is I take the glue, scoop a little bit out onto the floor, and then I use a trowel to just kind of spread it around back and forth until I get a nice even coverage. And actually, again, as you can see in the video, after you get it spread, it starts out with a nice bright green, and you know that it's dry and ready to apply the tiles, or in this case, the carpet tile, down to it when it starts to get that nice dark green, and it'll get very, very sticky. Now, once you get a sufficient area of the floor covered with the glue, you want to come back and start applying your tiles. Now, again, as I said earlier in the video, I made my center mark and a 2 foot off center mark. So what I'm going to be doing here, as you'll see, is I'm starting with my center mark first, and I'm going to place a tile down. And what you want to do is you want to line it up on your mark, get it nice and firm against the carpet tile itself. And what I generally do is I keep it folded on one side until I'm all the way firmly down and against that row of carpet tile, and then I push my hand over top of it to seal it in place. And then I'll repeat that step over and over, as you'll see here. Now, something else I do want to point out is typically I will do 1 complete row. I'm just trying to speed the process of the video along a little bit for you before I come back and start my next row. And the reason that I say that, or I want to point that out, is that you always keep them staggered until you're at the end of the run. And the reason that I personally do that anyway is if you're a little bit off on keeping your carpet against the row that you're starting with, and you were to start a second row and leave that, in my case, with what I'm doing it, which is the staggering method, you might end up finding out that you are too close on the next tile. So you always want to make sure you keep them staggered and never have it to where you have a carpet tile that has to go in between them. But anyway, again, here I am starting on the second row. And again, this is on the 2 foot offset mark now. The first row I started on the center line mark, and like I said, now I'm doing the 2 foot offset mark. Now again, for the sake of trying to make this video as quick as possible, what I'm going to end up doing is I will tile it all the way over to the wall, make all my cuts against the far wall, and then I will come back and start filling in what's in front of me. And what I'll do is I'll spread the glue out once again in front of me, and then just start filling it all the way up that way, and then make all my cuts against the other end of the wall. And once you're done, you should have a finished product, kind of like what you see here anyway. The only thing I didn't do is if you look over closely, you'll see there's still green against the wall and between the wall and the carpet there. And I still have to finish cutting and putting all those pieces in, but I was trying to hurry up and finish this video and get it posted for you guys, so that way you can see how to carpet your own area onto some concrete. And anyway, that is all for this video. So as always, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to comment below. Don't forget to check out the links in the description and the comment section of this video below. And as always, thank you for coming to Bevins Builds. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share below. And we'll see you next time on Bevins Builds.